Good evening. Happy New Year and welcome back to Tune Into Shabbat. We are so happy you're here. And we are going to begin by singing Ma Yafeh Hayom. Hope you will join with us. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. 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 Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. One more time. Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat is beautiful, so we're glad you're back with us. There's some nice Shabbat images that remind us how nice Shabbat is. And we call this, again, Tune Into Shabbat. It's our chance to ease into Shabbat, kind of reflect on the week we've had. There've been some weeks recently, and think about ways we can make Shabbat as special as possible for us. All right, so we would like to always begin by getting you settled in and maybe thinking about maybe a story from this week's Torah, all right, that we can talk about and something going on in our lives. So we've been reading in the Torah about Moses, right? Moses, when he flees, you remember he grows up in a palace in Egypt, and then he learns that he's a Hebrew, and he walks out and he sees how the Hebrew slaves are being treated, and he stands up for them because he can't stand injustice. That means when things aren't fair, when things aren't right. And he does that again when he goes out into the desert. He has to run away, and he sees some women who are pushed away from their well where they get the water. He stands up for them too. So that's another example. So that's our Torah. And we call Moses our first, probably our most important prophet. He followed God's ways, had a relationship with God and followed his ways and helped us God's ways and helped bring justice into the world. Another prophet we had is called a modern day prophet, one who lived not that long ago. His name was Martin Luther King Jr., right? And he, just like Moses, followed in the footsteps of Moses and he wanted to make sure that justice was in the world and that Black people were treated the same as white people. That's called the civil rights movement, to make sure that everyone had the same rights in our country, not just people who were Black or white. He also stood up for people who were poor, especially towards the end of his life, people who were poor and didn't have the same things that others had. And just like Moses, he didn't just believe that, he helped others, and he led other people to make changes. Those are lessons we could think about. So get settled, and we're going to start with a nice song. This is a song that started as a song mostly sung by children. And then during that civil rights movement, during Martin Luther King, this song became very popular. And it's a way for us all to think about the light that we have and how we can turn that and help change the world. All right, so we're going to hear a nice version, start with it. We're going to sing it more later too, but let's start with this version. Get settled in, get a good spot on your couch, maybe sitting somewhere, make sure your parents here. Here we go.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, this little light of mine, I said I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I said everywhere I go, I said I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, everywhere I go, I said I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. People of the church said amen. 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 Amen.
All right. Amen. Indeed. That's what that means. Amen. We say this here. Amen. All right. So it's a good way to start this Shabbat and this weekend. Again, we're going to honor and remember and continue the work of Martin Luther King. We do it on Monday, right? That's the day we celebrate it. We got to do it every day of the week and every day of our lives. Make sure that the world is a better place and there's justice. We'll talk more about that. But first, let's think about the week you had, all right? Before we run into Shabbat, let's take some breaths, right? And we have a song to help us do that. The two words we need, avodah, that means work, avodah, that's bringing justice into the world, that's work. And the other word is menucha, that's rest. That's the one day on Shabbat where we just rest and hope that justice is reigning around the world. We'll talk more about that too. All right, Landon, take us through these days of the week.
All right. Yom Rishon. And together we sing that first word. Avodah. Yom Sheni. And again. Avodah. Yom Shlishi. Avodah. Oh, avodah.
That's right. This is the first week back, maybe back in school recently. Remember that last week, this week, anything special you did? That's all part of work. You got to do that. 6 days a week. You got to learn. You got to be doing things, making the world better. All right. Let's think about the second half of the week. Maybe something new you did since the winter break. Something new you did.
Yom Revi. Avodah. Yom Hamishi, Avodah, Yom Shishi, Avodah, oh, Avodah.
All right, I'm ready for it now. Are you ready for Shabbat? All right, say goodbye to that week and let's enter into the rest. Here we go.
Yes. So we get to Shabbat and we have our other word, menucha, rest. Yom Shabbat, menucha. Yom Shabbat, menucha. Yom Shabbat, menucha. Oh, menucha.
That was a soulful menucha. It's a nice soulful Shabbat. You can have a restful, soulful day. Here's some ways. I've got to put a new picture. That was the fall. We're into winter. You can still get outside, maybe. It's nice to be outside in winter, too. Take a nice brisk walk. That's a nice way to celebrate. Nice way to spend your Shabbat. And you come home and you take a nap. Just like this girl here. That's a great thing to do. Get all cozy, take a nice nap. Enjoy the day. That's part of Shabbat. And then finally, play some games. That's a fun thing to do. What's your favorite game? We like bananagrams. Do you know that one? It's like Scrabble. You do word. There are some games and things you can do on a Shabbat. All right, Shabbat is coming. So let's take a walk over to Kane Street. Remember, there's our beloved synagogue where we love to gather and pray together. And I think we can hear them inside now. Let's add along. Come on, Landon.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, Bim, 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 bum. Let's do the hand motions. Bim, bum, bim, 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 bum. Bim, 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 bum. Cheery, beery, beery, bim, bum. Bim, 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 bum. Bim, 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 bum. Here we go. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Bim, bum, bim, 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 bum. Bim, 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 bum. Cheery, beery, beery, bim, bum. Bim, 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 bum. Bim, 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 bum.
Oh, now that we've been to shul here, we'll say, think about the shul for a minute. Let's go back home because we have to prepare our homes, right? We call this preparing the home for Shabbat. So I thought I wanted to return to one of the ways we may have spoken about one time. We have to repeat this one over and over, and especially this week, because like we said, justice is something that's really on our mind this week. At Shabbat, what do? One of the reasons I think so many of you are great at Shabbat, help all of us celebrate Shabbat well, is because Shabbat takes imagination, and you have great imaginations, right? So on Shabbat, we pretend that the world is perfect for one day. And we do a bunch of things ahead of time to make sure we feel that way. Here's one way, actually. My daughter made this beautiful challah. I didn't have to do anything. I just come to the table and the challah's there. That's perfect. So that's the way we do all these things ahead of time, cooking food, some people, so that the whole next day, everything's just there for us, as if it just appeared and we don't have to do any work. But it does take work to actually make the world that way, right? So we know that even though on Shabbat, hopefully, the world's perfect for us. There's lots of people who the world, sorry to say, it's never perfect for. Even all days, every day, they may have perfect moments, but we know that different people every day are still not having a perfect day. So one of the things we do is we put some money into a tzedakah box right before Shabbat begins. We said we don't spend money on Shabbat because who needs money? The world's perfect. Everything's there for us. But we know some people do need money, and some people still need money for food and for clothing. So take the money that you have in your pockets right now. You can take some money, put it into your box. It's not just money. The reason we're going to talk more about this when I do the word of the day, which is tzedek, and it comes, the word that we use for this box is, we call it a tzedakah box. People think, oh, I put money, it's called charity. I give extra money I have for people who need. It's not just that. It's that we're actually making it a just world, a world where fairness is everywhere, where people who deserve food, we all deserve food. We all deserve a place to be home and safe and comfortable. That's what we're trying to put into this box. All those things we'll talk more about, like I said. That's the box, and that's something you can do right before Shabbat begins. So take your time, do it now. Landon, give us a little putting money into the tzedakah box tune. Everyone can go find some extra change they have.
Yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 da.
So if you put your money in your tzedakah box and you get your home all prepared, we have visitors on Shabbat. Some of these visitors you may not even see because two of the visitors we sing to at the beginning of Shabbat. They're angels that come into our home. And again, they look around and they see if you've set up your home nice, maybe tried to clean up a little bit, you gave your money, you did all these things. They come in, they bless the home, and then they leave the home. So they come, they bless, and they goodbye, and they let us have a beautiful Shabbat. So if we sing together this song, I think angels will come to our home. Let's go.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashared, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Good singing. There they were. They were with us. And there's all the things that we bless, right? Let's bless them with someone else too. I think another of our friends who's been making house calls, right? It's a guest that comes. I hear her making her way up my steps. It's Tamar. Hello, Tamar. So glad you could make it for Shabbat. Should we sing about all the things we like to bless on Shabbat? Let's do it. Ready? There's a dinosaur knocking at my door. Knock, knock, 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she wants to spend Shabbat with me. Well, she likes to light the candles. Ping, ping. And she likes to drink the wine. Gulp, 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 gulp. And she likes to eat the challah. Yum, 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 yum. She does it all the time. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door. Knock, knock, 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and she wants to spend Shabbat with me and you. That's right. Thanks so much, Tamar. It's always Shabbat so much better when you visit us. You're a guest. Thanks for coming. All right, we call this next part Eile HaDivarim. These are the words, like a word of the week. And we're returning to this word, like I said, tzedek. So we said that's where we get the word that we use for this box. It's box, tzedakah box. And although people think of it when they say tzedakah, like I said, they think of it as giving extra money away, charity. It comes from the word tzedek, which means fair or just or righteous. That means doing the right thing, right? So that's where we get that word from, tzedek. And we're told in the Torah that's what we want to pursue. We say tzedek, tzedek, tzedok. We want to go after justice and rightness. So we got to bring that into the world. And someone that does that really well is called a tzaddik. That's someone who's a very righteous person. So certainly Martin Luther King, like we said, we think about him. He was a true tzaddik. He really went after it and helped not just himself and those pursue justice. He helped all of us, the whole world, realize that justice needs to be something that we all live by and is more fair world for everyone. So that's a tzaddik. And we have it in our very next song. So it was a good way to bring it right in. Because we're going to sing about how trees, when we look at trees, we're reminded of righteous people. long, tall people connected to the earth, connected to the world, worried and thinking about everything that lives around them. That's what a good tree is, and that's what a good righteous person is. So as Shabbat gets closer and closer, you can look out your window, it's getting darker and darker. Here it is too. All right, we said the rabbis used to go out into the fields and welcome Shabbat and sing to the trees that are like the righteous people. Let's sing and let's have some of those trees might come out for us as we do it.
Sadika tamar ifrach ke'erez balvanon yiske shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenun beseva deshenim berananim hiu lehagi ki ashar Adonai Suri velo ablatabo.
There they are, those trees that are like tzaddikim, tall, good, righteous, fair people. We're getting closer to Shabbat now. We're going to get ready to light our candles. You know, we should re-sing one more time. We have a special version of This Little Light of Mine.
Yes.
It helps us think about how these candles can help our own lights and bring justice in the world.
Yes, we have our own Shabbat version of This Little Light, and it makes us think about the light of Shabbat, right? And all these things we've been talking tonight about doing good deeds and helping the world. And maybe we can think about how the Shabbat light is the light towards that. It's inspiring us to do that. So we want our Shabbat lights everywhere, right? We want to send out all of those good messages and hope around the world.
What do you think, Landon? Do we want to light the candles first and then sing it, or the other way?
Oh, I like that idea. Let's light the candles.
Let's light the candles, because then we can sing to the light.
Let's do it.
So let me get my candles lit.
All right, and if you've been with us before, you remember we can wave our arms around and then bring it in to cover our eyes, right? We want to bring the beauty, the magic of that Shabbat light in. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kadishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And together we say Amen.
Amen.
And we can open our eyes, and we're going to sing this special Shabbat version.
Right. So if you've got your lights in front of you now, you can really sing it well. You can see if you have if you want to put your picture on too. I know some of you on the Zoom, you can do that too. Or we can just sing this. All right, let's sing to those candles and our lights.
These are my little Shabbat lights. I'm gonna let them shine. These are my little Shabbat lights. I'm gonna let them shine. These are my little Shabbat lights. I'm gonna let them shine. Let them shine, let them shine, let them shine. Now we want to keep them lit, right? So don't let anyone poof them out. Nope. I'm gonna let them shine. Don't let anyone poof them out. I'm gonna let them shine. One more time. Don't let anyone poof them out. I'm gonna let them shine, let them shine, let them shine, let them shine. So we want them to shine all around the world. We want everyone to light those candles all around the world. Yes, I'm gonna let them shine all around the world. Yes, I'm gonna let them shine. One more time. All around the world. Yes, I'm gonna let them shine, let them shine, let them shine, let 'em shine.
Shabbat Shalom, a Shabbat of peace and a world of justice this coming week, as well as we follow in Martin Luther King's footsteps and our own teachings. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.